are now a couple days into March, which means it is time for another monthly read. I don't know what I'm doing today. So today we're gonna look back and review all the things that all the movies and TV shows that I saw in February. I saw significantly less things than I did in January. Feel free to go back and watch my January recap. I reviewed a lot of different things. But today we've got, So I watched 6 things this month, which is like nothing compared to last month, but we're gonna talk about those things today in a little rapid fire review session. Alright, so the first thing I watched was To All the Boys I Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You. What is it called? The second To All the Boys I Loved Before movie. I don't really know why I watched this, because like I didn't like the first one. Like I'm not a fan of these new like Netflix teenage rom-coms. They're just like not my demographic anymore. But I'm just a sucker for bad entertainment sometimes. Like I really enjoy just kind of like cheesy guilty pleasure stuff. Like I'll watch like random reality shows like The Bachelor and shit, and like I know it's trash, but I find such joy from watching trash occasionally. So I watched this film, and for a while I was like, wow, this is a lot better than the second one. But then like I finished it, and then I kind of like simmered in it, and I was like, no, it really wasn't. So like I totally get why people like these movies. Like I really do. I feel like Lara Jean is like a refreshing protagonist. Like I feel like she's like different, and she's like a protagonist that a lot more girls can relate to than like these kind of movies normally. I'm sorry, Noah Centineo looks like a brick. Like, I don't really see the appeal of him as, like, Hollywood's new Molly Ringwald. Like, he is just, like, the, like, heartthrob guy who's in all of these movies. And, like, sure, kind of plays the same character in every one of them and kind of looks like a brick. So, like, that was kind of my main issue with this whole movie. Like, the fact that she was just, like, choosing it like over Jordan Fisher. Like Jordan Fisher is like such a guy, and then she's just like, nope, Peter. And I'm like, why? Like Peter was just like was just not a good boyfriend. They're just like, it like wasn't working out, and she didn't like feel happy in that relationship after a while, and she felt more fulfilled with how she felt around, what was his name, John Ambrose. It was something super pretentious like that, but Jordan Fisher. And I'm like, I just didn't get it. I feel like the whole, like, last little end of the movie where she, like, kissed him and then was like, nah, fam, Peter, and then Peter just, like, magically shows up. No. Yeah, I gotta give it a rating. I'll give it, like, a 5 out of 10. Locke and Key. So this has been, like, the main thing that I wanted to talk about this month, and I've been, like, waiting to, I was, like, considering doing, like, making, like, its own video about it, but I decided against it, but, like, oh my god. So Locke and Key is this new show that came out this month on Netflix. It's based on a series of comics, by the same name, and it's basically about this family, and the dad dies. He gets murdered by one of his former students, and then, the mom and the 3 kids, they, like, move to like, his old childhood home, which is, like, in this, like, little small town. It's one of those, and the house is just kind of spooky, and they just kind of start discovering shit, and they find all of these magical keys that can, like, do magical things. And then they find there's, like, this demon chick lady who, like, wants to take the keys. And it's just so fun. Like, it was just so much fun. It was such a great, like, contemporary fantasy with, like, a little, like, horror edgy twist. I just had so much fun with it. So Bodhi Locke, like, wow, Georgie Denbrough himself, literally the light of my life, highlight of this show, fucking legend, the smartest member of the Locke family. I don't know how he does it. He just owns the Locke family brain cell. Like, the others just don't have, okay, because I want to get into that. All the characters on the show are so ridiculously stupid, and I know I'm not the first one to say this. This is, like, the quota with this show. Everyone's like, wow, all these characters are stupid. Because they are. They just make really, really bad decisions, and I think that Tyler and Kinsey specifically, the 2 teenage siblings, are, like, significantly dumber than, like, 10-year-old Bodhi, and, like, just kind of amuses me. Kinsey was kind of a mixed bag, because, like, I do like her, but, like, I don't know why, you know? Like, I really didn't like her at the beginning when she was all angsty, and then, like, spoiler alert, when she kills her fear, and then she was like a brand new Kinsey who feared nothing, she was more likable to me. And I feel like that's, like, really problematic, because, like, that's not, like, a thing you know, it's like the fact that she just like killed this core emotion, and that was obviously something that would, that I think should have backfired, that hasn't yet. Obviously they're gonna get a season 2 inevitably, but like it's kind of problematic, because like don't do that, like, you know, it's like you should be able to like control all of your emotions, and she like, it just the fact that she just like completely eradicated this one thing, and now obviously she was just like a better, she still made a lot of bad decisions, and she was still really dumb, like, let me just clarify, like, Kinsey is just so chaotic, like, the fact that she was like, how am I gonna solve this love triangle, let's just be in a polyamorous relationship, and the guys were like, what the fuck? Like, and I get that she had no fear, so she, like, did all this stupid shit, but it was just so amusing to me, and I just found her more interesting to watch after she had eradicated that whole, oh, I'm so sad, feel bad for me, I have no friends, I'm so angsty, I miss Seattle, you know, because we've seen that a trillion billion times. Tyler was just like a loaf of bread, you know, he just like didn't really have much personality to him. I really like think that they brought up a lot of things that I think could have like added a lot more to his character, like the fact that he was like friends with Sam, who was, you know, like the student that killed his dad, like before all that happened, but he was kind of like manipulated into being friends with him by his dad, but then he actually like ended up liking the guy. I really wanted them to kind of dive into that more and dive into like his guilt with that more, because then it's like, oh, maybe like if I had been a better friend, this wouldn't have happened, like maybe if I had like been clear that it's like, you know, it's just, I feel like there was like a really interesting concept that they kind of like brought up and then dropped. Also, like, is nobody gonna talk about how he had sex with Dodge? Like, are we just not gonna talk about that? Because, like, it just happened and was, like, never brought up, and he, like, never told anyone, and I'm like, what was the point of that? Like, why did that happen? And then, like, Nina is just, like, oh, Nina, sweet. She just needs some help, and I think that she's, like, one of the less problematic characters for sure, and she's just kind of in a tough spot, and, like, I liked the whole ending of her being like, oh, like, I made a mistake, we're gonna move back home, and the kids were like, no, actually, like, we kinda like it here, and they have, like, their little bonding moment, and, like, I think the whole, like, thing with, like, the adults forgetting is kinda, like, useful, like, it's a useful trope, like, that's, like, a thing that's been used a lot before, of, like, oh, only kids can see it. It's very, like, it's easy to cover up plot, you know, it's like one of those things that you use to kind of cover up plot holes, and I don't know, I just feel like they could have also, like, done a bit more with that, especially, like, when she found the whole, like, key that would, like, put things back together, and then, like, the whole mirror thing happened very, very early on, and then I don't know, just, like, just all the characters kind of stressed me out. Oh my god, except Rufus, though, oh my god, literal fucking angel, like, wow, angel boy. Him and Bodhi, like, just wow, like, literally iconic, like, best friendship of the legendary, we stand. There's just, like, oh my god, there's just, like, so much about this show, you know, it's just, like, so much. Like, first of all, like, the production design of this show was amazing, like, all the sets were incredible. Like, the set for that house, I don't know whether that was, like, a real house that they, like, scouted, or if they built it, it's gorgeous, both, like, the inside and the outside. When they were doing all, like, the mind stuff, and they were going into their heads, like, those sets were incredible. Like, fucking Kinsey's mall, like, what, that was beautiful. Like, whoever designed those sets, I don't know how much was actual physical sets and how much was done in post, but, like, really, really beautiful production design. Same with, like, those caves and stuff and all that they did with that. But yeah, and then the ending, wow, the Locks are fucking dumb. I'm really curious to see what happens in season 2 and how they kind of resolve that, because, you know, they kind of threw Ellie into the blue portal because they're too stupid to realize that, like, oh, maybe we should find the crown. You know, considering she was wearing a crown when we threw her off the balcony, and now it's gone. And I'm pretty sure one of them brought it up. They were like, oh, where's the crown? And one of them was like, doesn't matter, she's dead. And I'm like, are you dumb or are you stupid? Like, this family has one brain cell, one, collectively, and Bodhi has it. I just don't understand. So yeah, I'm really curious to read, I really want to read the comics, like, start reading the comics, because I want to see, like, how different it is, because I actually got, like, conveniently, this past month, I was in a comics class in my school, and my teacher recommended that series to me, and then the show came out, like, a week later. But yeah, overall, I loved it. I just had a fun time with it. It took me a little bit to get into. I think that, oh my god, what was that episode? Episode 7, maybe? The episode where, like, Sam, like, came to their house and was, like, trying to find the key was excellent. Like, I don't know what it was about that made me like it so much, but I feel like just, like, the pacing and, like, the suspense was really good, because it was kind of, like, a slower episode where, like, less happened, and I feel like it was a bit of a tonal shift, and I really enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, overall, I just had a great time with it. I had to go, but I actually, like, I watched the first 3 episodes, and I kind of, like, wasn't paying attention, so I had to go back and start over. But once I, like, got into it, it was a lot of fun. I think it takes a few episodes to pick up, because just, like, some of the dialogue is just really bad. And it's, like, as, like, a writer, like, a screenwriter, because I go to film school, it's just, like, that stuff, like, I just automatically sets, like, I can just identify that kind of stuff really easily. So, I don't know, I just feel like it was kind of, like, a battle between 2 writers where one was a far better writer than the other, kind of thing, because, like, some of the dialogue was just, like, really awkward, but it wasn't, like, enough to make me dislike the show. So, yeah, Locke and Key, 7.5, 8 out of 10, good. What a trip. I wrote a review on it. I'm pretty sure I wrote a review on everything else that I talk about in this video, because I started my site this month where I rate movie and TV reviews that are, like, more concise and well worded than these chaotic videos that I make. So if I missed anything, it's probably in there. Birds of Prey. Okay, so fun story. I used to be a massive Harley Quinn fan, like, huge Harley Quinn fan. I was just, like, a big Batman fan in general. So, like, Batman, and, like, I was really into, like, the Gotham TV show and just, like, Joker and Harley and, like, all that kind of stuff. Really big into that stuff. I was really into it also around when, like, Suicide Squad came out. I was very excited for Suicide Squad. I'm a big fan of the Suicide Squad comics, and I was far before that movie came out, and that movie came out, and it crushed all my dreams. Yeah, and then my Batman phase kind of fizzled out after that, and I sort of just, like, lost interest, I guess. So I had not really been following, like, Birds of Prey as, like, the things were being announced. I just knew it was happening. Margot Robbie was going to be in it. It was going to be a fun time. And I went to go see it with my friend on Valentine's Day, and it was just an excellent Valentine's Day movie, because it was so, like, anti-love, because it was, like, right after, like, Harley had broken up with Joker, and there was, like, girl power. It was a great time. So I actually did really like this movie. I think that this is, like, what Suicide Squad needed to be. I just think that, like, Margot Robbie just has, like, so much, you can tell that she just, like, cares a lot about the character, and was trying, like, really hard to make this, like, authentic, and I feel like it was especially authentic to the Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Conner series of Harley Quinn comics, which is, like, one of the more recent series. I'm pretty sure they're still doing Harley now, and they're the ones who do Harley. I feel like the vibe was really similar to those comics in the way that Harley acted in her sort of, like, fourth wall breaky thing, because that's something that she's done for a while, and there were a lot of little nods to that. I think, like, having the Birds of Prey there in general was kind of cool, because, like, we don't really get to see the Birds of Prey a lot. I originally thought it was strange, because, like, Harley was never a member of the Birds of Prey. You know, she was in the Gotham City Sirens with Catwoman and Poison Ivy, and hopefully they'll get to bring them in eventually, because this movie is doing well, and I think they're going to be able to do a couple others from it, which is fun. Yeah, they were interesting. They weren't like the Huntress and Black Canary and Cassandra Cain that I was used to. Cassandra Cain was probably my favorite just because, like, I liked her relationship with Harley and, like, what kind of character notes she brought out in Harley by her being there, because that's, like, a big storytelling thing, like, having a character that's being used as a tool to, like, bring out something and something else. I just thought it was, like, very, like, lighthearted and fun. I thought it was beautifully shot. Like, the lighting and stuff was great. Like, there were so many scenes that just, like, looked really nice. Ewan McGregor, oh my god, I love Ewan McGregor. He was just he was a doll. He was lovely. It was just a fun time. It was good. I wrote a review on it as well. Go read that. That was actually one of my favorite ones that I did, so that was better than what I'm doing now. Birds of Prey. 7? 6? 6.5? Somewhere around that. Probably, Shazam is still my favorite DC, like, new era movie. But it's probably second to that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Wonder Woman 2, Wonder Woman. I don't know, it's good. It's in the top 3 for sure. Oh my god, a Horse Girl. So this was like a random thing that I decided to watch one evening because my mom told me to. It came out this month in February, starring Alison Brie. If you like weird psychological conspiracy theory, supernatural sci-fi type shit, watch this movie. It's a trip. It's basically, I actually don't want to spoil this one at all because I assume that the vast majority of you haven't seen this. It was kind of under the radar. But it's basically about this girl who has been through, like, some psychological trauma, like, she's had some, like, family trauma, and she's just, like, very socially awkward, and, she works at a craft store, and she likes horses, and she's big into conspiracy theories, like, one conspiracy theory in general, and she has this theory about herself, and it's kind of just, like, her pursuing that theory. It was very, very, very good. I thought all the actors in it did a really amazing job. It was just, like, written very well. Like, I thought the script was fantastic. It was actually done by the Duplass brothers, whom I love. They did the Creep movies, and the Creep 1 is, like, one of my favorite horror movies. If you want a really great found footage horror film, go watch Creep. It's on Netflix. It was really cool to see them do, like, this high production Netflix film, because I hadn't seen anything like that from them. And yeah, oh my god, Alison Brie, like, give her an Oscar. Wow, she was awesome. It was, yeah. Horse Girl, 8.5 out of 10. So I'm gonna, I don't have much to say about this because I did talk about it last month, but I finished Sabrina Season 3. I still don't like it. I actually kind of talked about it a bit more in my video that I just did with Chloe, our very casual chat, because we did like a Q&A and we got some questions about Sabrina. I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching Sabrina. I've made it this far. It's kind of the same as Riverdale. Like, I watched the first 3 seasons and then I gave up. I just don't like the tonal shift that Sabrina made, where I feel like season 1 was kind of like age neutral. Like, it kind of like applied to different audiences. Like, it wasn't just for teenagers. And then now I feel like it's very teenagery. Like, I feel like there was just something bigger and grander. In the same kind of sense as Riverdale, where season 1 of Sabrina was very simple and just had like this very concise plot, and now it's just coming to a point where it's very convoluted and lots of things are happening. It's like, I liked following this 16-year-old girl who had to decide whether she wants to choose her magic side or choose her human side. Like, that was simple, it was concise, and it was well executed, and all the characters were really fun, and it was just a good time. And like, same thing as Riverdale. It's like, I was interested in following who killed Jason Blossom, and that was it. And then once like both of those shows got past that and started doing all this crazy shit, like in Sabrina's case, where now she's Satan's daughter and she's the queen of hell, and I just don't care anymore. It's too ridiculous for my taste. I thought that season 1 of Sabrina, well, it had its campy, like, it had its campy satanic moments. Like, it was still just very, like, simple and, like, kind of, like, edge of reality based, where it was very, like, reality, like, oh, this is just an average town, average high school, and then they also have these witches. And now we've gotten to a point where it's just so crazy supernatural and all this shit is happening, and I feel like it's not well executed, and the scripts are just so bad that I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching it. And even, like, the characters that I did really like, I just feel like they're not getting the respect they deserve in this show, which is like Harvey and Theo, and even Sabrina. I've said this before, she just frustrates me. I just feel like she's so selfish, and like, she just doesn't think before she does things. She's very impulsive, and it's getting to a point where it's getting repetitive, where it's just like, oh, Sabrina, hey, Sabrina, don't do this thing. Okay, I'm not gonna do the thing. Goes, does, and thing. It fucks everything up, and then she kind of doesn't take responsibility for her actions. I'm just done. I just feel like I'm above the age group now. I feel like I'm too old for this show, and yeah, 3 out of 10. I'll give it a 3 for season 3. It was definitely the worst of the 3 seasons, and yeah. And lastly, everybody's favorite thing at the moment, I am not okay with this. So I have made multiple videos on I am not okay with this. It is my current obsession. It is my current favorite media of interest that I am just very into at the moment. I'm not okay with this it's incredible. It's fantastic. It is everything I wanted it to be. The characters are amazing. The story is amazing. The editing is amazing. The script is amazing. It looks amazing. It's fucking amazing. And I just feel like it's just like so heartwarming, and there's just, for any teenager, or like people like me who are just like a little past teenagers now, a little older than that, I just feel like there is something in any of the characters, or Sydney specifically, that like every single teenager can relate to. Like everybody who watched this show can find something in Sydney or Stan or Dina that they were like, that was me in high school, or that is me in high school. And like, you know, it's like, I feel like they're just so well written, and they're so relatable, and like an, oh my god, like they're so quirky, like relatable, wow. And I know there's so many shows now that are like high school shows and high school movies, and it's been the 100-year trope that people have been doing this for so long, but I don't know, I just feel like the show is just, it's really, really lovely, and it's just like going in the right direction of kind of doing something different with high school, and not making it all about like tasteless drama and like shallow things, and I just feel like it's so great. Everybody pray to the TV gods that we get a season 2, because they have not been officially renewed yet, but hopefully they will, because of the way that it left off. It's wonderful. If you're watching this video, if you're on my channel, you've probably seen it already multiple times. I've seen it 3 times. It's so short. It's literally like 2 hours long. You could watch it in one sitting. Give it all the views. Keep it in the Netflix top 10. We want it to renew it for season 2. I'm not okay with this. 10 out of 10, my number 1 of the month. And that concludes this video. Like I said, I watched way less things in February than I did in January. So thank you for watching this video. Comment down below things you recommend for me to watch this month, and I'll see if I can get around to those. I am blanking on, okay, so what comes, I know I'm seeing Invisible Man on this weekend, I think. I'm planning to see Onward, I'm planning to see Emma, I'm sure there are other things that are coming out that I'm planning to see that I am forgetting, but I'll look forward to next month for that. Thank you for supporting these videos, because I enjoy them. Go to my site and read my reviews, because that's something that I'm enjoying doing now, is doing like cool written reviews, because I've been doing them on Facebook for many years, and I finally got around to making a site. So yeah, comment, like, and subscribe. Press the notification bell because I don't have an uploading schedule. Follow me on Instagram. My merch and all my other links are always in the bio. And I'll see you next time. Bye!